Namaste, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Welcome back to our Weekend with Wisdom series. And in this series, we have been discussing the topic, Understanding Vedanta through the Kathopanishad. And we have with us the speaker for the series, Dr. Jayakumar Srinivasan ji. Namaste, Jayakumar ji.
Namaste.
We shall begin this session with an invocation. Om. Samasta jana kalyani niratam karunamayam namami chinmayam devam satgurum brahma vidvaram. Om Sahana bhavatu Sahanau bhunattu Sahaviryam karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. I would like to give a brief introduction about Jayakumar ji. Dr. Jayakumar S. Amangudi is the founder of Arsha Seva Kendram, Coimbatore, an institution for Advaita Vedanta and Sanskrit. He is the founder of Arshavidya Satsanga, Houston, and co-founder of the Indian History Awareness and Research Initiative, IHAR, a forum to research, understand, and disseminate awareness of Indian history as experienced by Indians. He also has over 25 years of experience in the chemical industry. So we are meeting for our second session in our series on the Kathopanishad, and looking forward to delving deeper into the text and knowing more about the Nachiketa, the seeker that is Nachiketa. So with that, I would like to invite Jayakumar ji to take over the session. Thank you, Jayakumar.
Thank you, Shri Hari ji. Namaste to everybody. Am I audible? Yeah.
Yes.
So this morning, we spent a good almost 2 hours getting an introduction to what we are seeking, what the human being is seeking. And we saw what the Vedas has, what it offers. And we talked about Karma Kanda and Jnana Kanda. We broke the Vedas down into 2 big sections. Karma Kanda is huge. I didn't say that this morning, but I'm saying now, Karma Kanda is huge compared to Jnana Kanda, because Karma Kanda is meant for what? Dharma, Artha and Kama. And our Dharma, Artha, Kama are just vast. And every passing day, every passing week, and every passing year, we are getting more and more desires. And those days, we had to wait 1 year to get a landline, when there was a landline. And I remember 1970s, I think. 1 year we had to apply, wait for 1 year, and then you get a landline at home. And today, these boys and girls are not waiting. They're not ready to wait. The minute the iPhone is released, only 1 lakh rupees. Going like hotcakes, Amazon.in, Amazon.com, or whatever it is. So life has obviously changed quite a bit. And doesn't matter. There also we wanted a phone. Same karma was there for us. Here also same karma is there for others also, and for us also. The karma doesn't vanish. As long as karma doesn't vanish, the karma is there. And so whatever related joys and sorrows that come along with the karma is going to be there. Correct? So we saw on that. And therefore karma kanda is massive, huge, because there are rituals for every little thing. Just like there is specific antibiotics, okay? Azithromycin will do certain things, and doxycycline will do something. And then broad spectrum antibiotic, you see penicillin, amoxicillin, and all that. They will just go into the body and finish off whatever bacteria is there. They won't look into who are you and all, it won't ask. Just finish off, that's it. So that kind of thing. So like that, there are broad spectrum rituals, and there are specific spectrum rituals also in our Veda. So karma kanda, you can imagine what a science it is, and it's all huge. And then, so then what happens? Then one begins to ask the question, this karma is going to have karma phalam. Karma will have a result, whether you like it or not, a result will be there. In fact, because I want something, I do something. So therefore, it's very clear. I already want something. Therefore, I'm going to engage in something, some karma, some activity, some Vedic ritual. Laukika activities are going on. Okay. So I want a phone, means I just have to go to the store and buy it, or I just buy it online. Okay. That's not a Vedic ritual. But still, the foundation is Vedas, because the Vedas says, go ahead and lead your life, but we will make it complete. We will sanctify everything you do. We will give you that Shraddha you have in the Veda is important, so that whatever you get, it will help you. It will serve you well. And then Punya Papa is also there. So with these rituals, one of the results is Punyam and Papam. 2 kinds of results to every karma. What are the 2 kinds of results? One is called Drishta Phalam. Another is called Adrishta Phalam. Drishta Phalam means what? The results of the actions that I can see with my own eyes, I can experience. Okay. Which means what? For example, if I am hungry, I am going to have some food. So the act of eating food is an action. Then the result is what? Drishta Phalam. Means I can see myself getting fuller and fuller. And at some point, my hunger is completely appeased, and then I stop eating. Drishta Phalam. Correct? Something, the doer of the karma, the karta, experiences the result of the karma and becomes a bhokta. And so there is a connection between the karta and the bhokta, and the connection is visible to me, and that visibility is what we call drishta phalam. Okay. Then there is something called adrishta phalam. When I have food for my lunch, there is drishta phalam, no doubt, but then I don't get any punyam for it. Okay, punyam is adrishta phalam. Adrishta phalam means punyam and papam, called adrishta phalam. Unseen result. There is no unseen result for this thing. There is no punyam or papam for this act of having food. But then, if I'm going outside, I'm walking, and there is an old man or woman trying to cross the road and struggling because the traffic is left and right, our people won't stop at all. And you have to just go and say, stop. and somebody's crossing, then they will stop. They're all nice people, but you just have somebody needs to do all these things, and then you help the man cross the road. Tell me something. Drishtapalam. What is the Drishtapalam for this act? Drishtapalam is Drishtapalam is what? The person has crossed the road. I have helped the person cross the road. He's happy. I can see him being happy. And I am happy because he's also happy. I'm happy because he has been helped and I did what I could. And then I go back. I continue to do what I have to do. Okay. So I'm happy. Drishtapalam. He's crossed the road. Drishtapalam. He is happy. Drishtapalam. And Shastram comes in and says, wait a minute, my dear friend, there is more to it than this. There is something called Adrishtapalam. You need not have done this at all. You could have just gone along. Everybody is going along. But since you did it, you went out of your way and did it, there is another palam called Adrishtapalam. In this case, the Adrishtapalam is called Punyam. Punyam. I get a result that will go to my account, my Punyam account, and stay there. Like a Punyam bank balance, it goes to the Punyam bank, stays there, and then to be encashed at a later time. Encashed voluntarily at a later time? No. You can't encash it like going to the bank and withdrawing money. It will just fructify whenever the situation is right. Whenever the situation is right, it will act up, it will manifest. It's called Punyam. Okay, then what? There is also called papam. Papam. So for actions which are not warranted, which are not becoming of the person, which are not in keeping with dharma, then what happens? I'm going to get a result called papa karma. Papam. Papam. This is the Vedas comes and says this. Okay, which means Vedas says you cannot get away. You can't get away with murder. You can't get, they say he's getting away with murder, Means what? He's getting away. He's done that kind of poor karma. These people, politicians, they're just getting away. Shastra says no getting away is possible. To your eyes, it appears that they're having a lot of fun and doing all kinds of crimes. But then Shastra says no. Those karmas also have a phalam, and papa karma is accumulating for them. And it will sooner or later catch up with him. Okay. So we saw all these things. And we said that this dharma, artha, and kama, those first three purusharthas, I can get only if I do something. Simply sitting, I won't get any of these things. It requires the karta to act up. The karta, the doer, the actor to act, to do something. So throughout, that's why from the time we get up in the morning to the time we sleep, we're busy. Constantly busy, getting one or three of these dharma artha. Constantly. The night time, relax. 9:30, everything is done. All the dishes are all washed up and everything. And then, assuming there is some quiet time, maybe you talk to each other, then turn on the TV for some relaxation. Something, some comedy show, something might be there. So this is how life goes on. But then the Shastram says, Punyam and Papam I have accumulated. So who is going to exhaust the Punyam and Papam? Only I have to exhaust it. Okay. Therefore, the Shastram says, this life is not going to be the end of my life. After this life, there is going to be another life. And what kind of life it's going to be? It's going to be a life which will be in keeping with whatever karma I have gained. It's called Sanchita karma. And that Sanchita karma, portion of that will fructify, will mature. Like is a CD or a FD, fixed deposit. Fixed deposit will mature. Once it matures, suddenly it's all available to you. Like that, one little fixed deposit, one part of the Sanchita karma is ready to mature, and the moment I die, Then after some time, you don't know what time, and then that fixed deposit will mature and it will give me a body. What kind of body will I get? Well, I will get a body that will be in keeping with what karmas have to get exhausted. So if I've been constantly shouting at people, then what? Then I may end up getting a body where I work for somebody who's constantly shouting at me. Okay. And my whole life I'm being shouted at. Or I may end up becoming a dog because I like to shout, and say, you want to shout all the time? Okay. I give you the right upadhi for you is a dog. And then you go street dog, constantly shouting. Anybody you want, you can shout. Now you're free to shout at anyone. This kind of body. So anyway, the Gahana Karmano Gati, this science is there, but it is something you and I can't figure out. Shastram says, Krishna tells Arjuna that also. Okay. And so what is the implication here? The implication is this life is, if you are talking about exhausting of karma, there is never going to be an exhaustion. Bodies are needed to exhaust the karma, but every time a human body is gained, again new karmas are gained, which is going back to my punya and papa account. And this jiva's journey has started when? It's 10 years ago, 100 years ago, 1,000 years ago, 10,000, million years ago? No. Shastram says anadi. Anadi. That means for years, there's no starting point at all. Because if you say there is a starting point, that means before that starting point, there was no karma. If there was no karma and no karma phalam, then how a body was created? For creating a body, you need karma phalam. Therefore, the logic, using that logic, we say that this jiva is anadi. Anadi. That's how the thinking goes. Anadi. So anadi kala. So therefore, this life is going to continue forever. Karma kanda, dharmartha kama, life of dharmartha kama, even a dharmic person, very person who's charitable, philanthropist, tyaga, bhava, good, more punya, more and more punya, and the punya has to get exhausted. Therefore, the person will still be born again. Just because somebody is a tyagi, a revolutionary, a freedom fighter, this means he's going to get a good life later, but life will be there. So somebody asked, wait a minute, so this has to end somewhere. This can't be like this. How does it end? Ko nama bandhaha, kathamesha agataha. 7 questions. The student is asking, Ko nama bandhaha, what is bondage? Hey teacher, guru, what is bondage? Ko nama bandhaha, kathamesha agataha. How did this come about? Katham pratishtasya. How did it get stuck to us like this? Huh? What wrong did I do? Why should I suffer like this? How did it get stuck? Katham pratishtasya, katham vimokshaha. Is there a way to get out of this? Katham vimokshaka. How can we get out of this? Kaha asau anatma. Anatma. I heard there are 2 things, anatma and atma. What is that anatma? Can you explain what that is? And then paramahka atma. What is this atma? Which I also heard it is paramaha, which is the greatest, which is infinite, which has no boundary at all. Atma. Paramahka atma. Tayor vivekaha katametad uchyatam. How do I understand? How do I understand atma from anatma? I heard somewhere that this is the crux of our shastram. I heard somewhere that like Narada said. What did Narada say? Tarati shokam atmavid. Atmavid tarati shokam. This sorrow that is going to be there. And as long as life is there, this joy and sorrow, these experiences are going to be there. And tarati shokam atmavid. Only an atmavid can really say, I'm free of sorrow. That is what Narada said. And so here the student is asking, Tayoho vivekaha katham. how to help me understand Atma from Anatma. I think I understand that is a topic, but you help me teach. This is how we come from this life of Dharmartha Kama to moksha. Then the question is, what is moksha? Then all these darshanas are there, this Dvaita, Vishishta, Dvaita, and Advaita. And then there is Shuddha Dvaita, 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 all these very fine differences are all there. And they're all acharyas in their own right, and they've commented on all these shastras. So we are going to look at this Advaita Vedanta. What is the purport of Advaita Vedanta? That will come out through the dialogue between Nachiketa and Yamadharmaraja. Few things we have to see. We saw a story in the morning. We saw that finally Nachiketa asked for 2 boons. Story is fine, it's inspiring. But what do we learn from the story? That is more important for us. Okay. First thing is, Nachiketa had Shraddha in the Vedas. Being a small boy, he was studying the Vedas. He has Shraddha in the Vedas, in the words of the Vedas. So he knows the father is going to be successful after this Vajashrava, after this Vishwadit Yaga. He knows it because he has full Shraddha. He knows the entire thing, and he knows all the things are done properly until this last minute. And that's when Shraddha Vivesha, that Shraddha entered in his mind, and he said, oh my God, I think this is a bit risky, and my father may not get what he is looking for. So first value is what? Shraddha in the Vedas. Yajneshu Shraddha or Vedeshu Shraddha. That Shraddha is critical because many of these things you can't prove. How to prove? How can anybody prove to this Vajashravas that if you do this yaga, you will get a better, more Aishwaryam in a different loka? How to prove all these things? Can't prove. You can prove within a life, you can prove based on measurements and data, pratyaksha manomanam, you can prove. But these things you can't prove. Punyam and papam cannot be proved. Why it can't be proved? Because Drishtapalam, okay, my hunger got satisfied because I ate. So that connection is there. But the connection between a karma of helping somebody and the punyam, which is going to fructify later at some time, I don't know. I was crossing the road and a truck just zoomed past me and just almost hit my nose. I could feel it. 1 more inch if I had gone, it would have hit my head. I don't know, God only saved me. That's what we say. Well, Advaita Vedantins will say, God did not save you. Your own punyam saved you. Correct? So this is the difference. We begin to see differences between, we say nothing wrong in saying God saved me, but my punyam is what saved me. If I did not have that punyam, something else could have happened. Okay. So we saw here that Yajneshu Shraddha, that value Nachiketa had. Why this value is important? Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Shraddhavan labate jnanam. This is a very important statement for us. Who gains jnanam, the knowledge of Atma, if you ask? Because Atmavit, Narada said Atmavit, Shokam Tarati. So Atmavit means knower of Atma. Who is going to know this Atma? Shraddhavan. Shraddhavan means one who has Shraddha. Shraddha in the Veda Vakya and in the statements of the Guru, of the teacher. Guru Vakyeshu Vedeshu Shraddha. Okay. Vishwasaha Shraddha. That is the definition of Shraddha. That Nachiketa had already. He already had it. Right in the within the first 2 mantras, we could see the Shraddha being demonstrated by Nachiketa. Then, along with that goes this Uchita Dakshina. A Vedic ritual is not complete unless proper Dakshina is given. Shraddha must be there, mantra ucharanam must be there, all the things must be done properly, all samagris must be there. And so people talking on the phone constantly, these days Panditas are like they're doing homas like this. Om Ganana Antva Ganapati Kumbhavamahe Kavin Kavinam Upamashravastam. Phone in the hand. We have to tell these people, this is not the way to do it. Finish the phone call and come back and sit down. This is the right thing to tell to any Pandita who is doing this kind of stuff. Any Ritvik. Ritviks can't. Then that yaga that homa is going to become useless. So we can't push like that. So that kind of dakshina, he had these kinds of cows is not the right dakshina to give. And so he knew all that. So Uchita, Dakshina, there's a value. And then Satyavak. Okay. He was a Satya Vachana Shilaha. He was the one who advised the father. No, you can't go back on your word. Satyam Bruyat, Priyam Bruyat, Hitam Bruyat. These are all values in the Vedic culture. You can't really go back like this. Like that. Nachiketa just so inspiring because the 5-year-old boy was telling the father. That is the third value. Okay? And these values are important. I told you earlier, Vedanta is an easy topic, really speaking. When I first met Swamiji, he told me, oh, Jayakumar, Vedanta is easy for all you people, he said. I didn't understand what he meant. Then later on, I understood. What he's saying is, preparedness is there means I'm ready for it, that's all. Mountain climbing, is it difficult or easy if you say? I will say it is difficult for me. Somebody else will come and say, hey, that's what we do every weekend. And so that's what gives us our adrenaline, like that. So it's easy or difficult means if you prepare yourself, bicycling, somebody told me a month ago, he brought a bicycle. He wanted to give it to our children. And so he said, I'm leaving the country, so I'm giving this bike. And this nice sports bike. And he says every weekend they go in this Coimbatore, they have a group, they go to Road, Salem and all that. They know all the roads and all the terrain and all that. So for that person, it's nothing. They're doing it every day. So as long as you do something every day, cooking, is it difficult or not? Oh, cooking is not for me. Not for me means that person is saying, I'm not interested in learning. That's what he means. And difficult or easy is just a relative word. So here, same way here also. Then what is difficult? What makes it quote unquote difficult? It is just our preparedness, lack of clarity, lack of understanding this anityatvam of this dharmartha kama marga, dharmartha kama purushartha. Okay, that is what it is. That's why values become very important. So we try to emulate the values. Why do we need role models? We need role models so we can emulate their values. So when we see people like Narendra Modi and others who are leading the country forward, we learn from them automatically. Just by observing them, we learn from them. Just, he goes to Kashi and washes the legs of all the sanitary workers. Narendra Modi. And so we learn from them, really. So values. Then this boy goes to Yamaloka, right? And then there another value we learn from Yamadharmaraja. What is that? Atiti Pujanam. Atiti Pujanam. Matridevo Bhava, Pitridevo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, Atithi Devo Bhava. Taittiriya Upanishad. You don't have to look for God. Do you have a mother? Yes. Do you have a father? Yes. Okay, let's start from there. And like that, he says, treat them as gods. Oh, that is enough for you. You don't have to go to a temple also. Then Acharya Devo Bhava. In our culture, Acharya is a guru, and he or she can be your guru. Then Atithi, very important. Yamadharma Raja, Atithi Devo Bhava, he does Pada Puja to this 5-year-old boy. And the boy is not shy about all that. Oh, no, nothing like that. Boy knows very well. He is a Vaidika. So he knows very well that the society worships people who are learning the Vedas. Therefore, when somebody does it like this, he's okay with that also. So, Atithi Pujanam was a value we saw. Okay. So, we practice it also on a day-to-day basis whenever we get a chance. Somebody comes home, we honor them. We honor them. We make them, whether you like them or not is different, you keep it aside. At the moment they have come home, and so I take care of them. That's the idea there. Okay. Then we came to the second boon, right? First boon was what? The Pitru Bhaktihi, Pitru Dharmaha. Okay. So there also value. The value for father's word, okay, was displayed by Rama in Ramayana. Pitruvakya Paripal. Not Dasharatha did not give a word to Rama. He gave a word to Kaikeyi that whatever you ask, I will give. And Kaikeyi encashed the boon. It's Dasharatha's problem for giving a blank check like that. But the minute you have given a blank check, they have to put up with the consequences. And Rama says, that's fine. If this is what is needed, this is what I will do. That's called Pitru Vakya Paripalanam. Here, it's not Vakya Paripalanam. Okay, Vakya Paripalanam was done also. But then, father should be happy. My father should be happy. So that was his another value that we learned there. And then, second boon. Second boon is interesting. He's saying, just to recap, he says, you know what, Yama? We've heard of a place called Swarga, and you know what? Na tatra tvam. This is mantra number 12, okay? Na tatra tvam. You don't, it seems you are not there. You don't enter Swarga. You only come to places like Earth and other places, and you keep scaring us all the time. But you are covered. You will never go to Swarga. Okay, and so we've heard that the Swarga is such a place, na tatra tvam, you're not there at all. And then na bhayam kinchan asti, and therefore these people in Swarga, they don't have any fear at all. Because fear of death only, main fear is death. So if death is not a problem, then there's no fear. They're just having fun in Swarga. This is what we've heard. Okay. Na jaraya bibheti. Jaraya. Jara, geriatric, old age. Neither are they afraid of old age. Death, because Yama is not there in Swargaloka. And then Jara, old age also is not. Aging is not there in Swargaloka. According to Nachiketa. Nachiketa says, we've heard that. Okay. And then Ubhe Tirthva Ashanaya Pipase. Ashanaya. Hunger. Pipasa. Thirst. Hunger and thirst, it does not exist in Swargaloka. Again, according to Nachiketa. Doesn't exist. That means what? All you have to do is enjoy. That's why they say Swargaloke Bhoga Shariram Eva. Bhoga Shariram. Pure enjoyment. Pure enjoyment. And therefore, everybody wants to go to Swarga. Hey, Yama. And everybody wants to go to Swarga. There are people lined up everywhere. All religions say, we will take you to our Swarga. And my Swarga, your Swarga, etc. Ours is the greatest, we are the latest, etc. There's so many people coming and offering. And he says, teach me about that. How can these people go to Swarga, Swargaloka? This was the second boon. And look at that. First boon was not for him, not for his sake. Second boon, he's talking about people in general. Why should a 5-year-old boy worry about people in general, humanity? See, when we were in school and all, we used to join NSS, NCC, we used to do all this, National Service Scheme and all. We used to go to various villages. We used to we used to dig a well, all these things we have done. So by the time we are in college, then we begin to appreciate, what, we are supposed to serve the country. We get that idea. But the children, such a young age, they're playing, they have a mindset where they have to play a little bit and all that. They have to have a little fun. But this boy is talking about people wanting to go to Swarga. So clearly, this is not an ordinary boy. That much we have seen in the last class. Okay. Then Yamadharmaraja begins to talk. Prate bravimi tadume nibodha. 14. Swargyamagnyam Nachiketa prajanam anantalokaptim, etc. So, I'm going to teach you, pay attention, he says. Yama tells Nachiketa, pay attention. Why? Because this is a ritual. And it's going to be a yaga. And yaga means the procedure is important. What kind of samagris you have to get is important. How many Vaidikas you must have is important. Rigvedi is there. How many Ritviks are needed? Adhvaryu, Hota, so Udghatru, all these things are there. So they all have to come. What kind of dakshinas you must have in hand, that also must be there. What mantras to be chanted? When you bring the bricks, what to chant? When you order the bricks on the floor, what to chant? What is the configuration of the bricks? What to chant? Everything is there. It's going to be so detailed. Therefore, pay attention, hey Nachiketa. Since he asked for it, I have to tell you. And since I know it, I have to tell you. Okay. Okay. Tam uvacha tasmai ya ishtakaha yavatirva. Ishtaka means this bricks. This Upanishad is talking like this. Generally, Upanishad won't get into all these details, but Kathopanishad is somewhat unique. So, ishtakaha yavatirva yathava. How many bricks? What kind of bricks? And in what order they should all be arranged. All that Yama told Nachiketa. After all this is done, this must be a big list of things. It must have taken some time. And then Upanishad says, I'm looking at mantra number 15. Okay. Sachapi tat pratyavadat yathotam. Saha Nachiketa. Tat pratyavadat. Repeated what Yama said. Yathoktam. Yatha uktam. Whatever was said, this boy grasped everything, all the detail. Not just, we should do this, that, and no, not just arbitrary, not like that. With all yatha uktam, as told, what should be the first mantras to chant. Of course, bricks and all they talked about. And all the details is, you have to know the mantra and you have to know when to chant the mantra also. All that yathaktam, and then atha asya mrityu punarevaha tushtaha. Mrityu became very happy, it seems. Yamadharmaraja. Tushtaha abhavat. Tushtaha. Very happy. He became happy because, this young boy, every passing minute, he's just surprising me. I thought we can set him off right now, but no. He knew everything. This boy is serious about the Svargaloka and all. Because now he's told me exactly, repeated the whole thing, word to word with all the detail. Tushtaha bhavati Yamadharmarajaha. Then tamabravi priyamano mahatma. That Mahatma Mrityuhu Yamaha. Okay. Who is priyamanaha, who is happy now. Okay. Okay, that is number 16. Okay. Varam tava iha adya dadami bhuyaha. I'm going to give you another boon, my dear friend. A boon that you did not ask for. I'm going to give you because I'm so happy now. And then Tavaiva namna bhavitayam agnihi. This agnihi, this Agni Vidya that I taught you, I'm going to give a name. It has a name already, but then I'm going to give another name. Whether it is renaming or not, I don't know. But another name I'm going to give. Renaming means like our, Prayagraj, renamed, right? There's a reason for that, because previously it had some name Prayag, etc. Then it got renamed by somebody who came to visit us. And then now we are saying, we can't accept visitors' names. We have to give our own name. We go back to the old name. So we are constantly changing the names of these cities. So here, Tavaiva Namna, I'm going to call this Agni by your name. And it's going to be called Nachiketa Agni. Nachiketa Agni. Why? Why am I happy? Because of your Meda Shakti. Your Meda Shakti is tremendous. You could grasp everything. I don't see you taking notes and all that and typing on the computer. Okay, some people are very good at that. In our ashram, I remember all of us had these notes, for this Upanishad, this notebook, that Bhagavad Gita, that notebook. So I used to have a stack of books there. Textbooks were here, and then these books were there, and then we were sitting there for years. So we used to have all of us used to have a permanent location in front of Swamiji, on the floor we were sitting, and we were all writing. And I don't see you writing at all, Nachiketa. So you got it. You have the Shakti, ability to grasp, cut, grasp, and then ability to recall. Shastra Grahana Shakti is there, and the ability to recall it is also there. And so then what? Srinkam cha imam aneka rupam grihana. Take this mala. Those in our Amarchitragata books, they used to say, king is happy. Suddenly, just take this mala and say, come on, give it to you. I'll give it to you. Like that. Like this Kaikeyi gave a mala to this Manthara. They give all these malas. So take this. This is yours. Like that, Yamadharmaraja gave this mala, and not an ordinary mala, not something to put on your neck and then for this shining and not that kind of mala. It's a mala that if you get into trouble, you can ask the mala something, the mala will give you that. That kind of mala I'm going to give you. Like that he said. Okay. And then there is a few more mantras that talks about this phalam. What does one get by doing this Nachiketa Agnihi? Then Trinachiketas Trayametad Viditva. He also teaches Nachiketa an upasanam called Virat Upasanam. Upasanam means dhyanam. You meditate on Virat. Virat, who is Virat? Virat is Sthula Sharirabhimani. Means what? I can visualize a human body. I can visualize many human bodies. Human body is Vyashti, individual, microcosm, macrocosm. Can you visualize the whole world as a body? Yeah, I can visualize. Yeah, that body is called Virat. Means it's a collection of all bodies, one body. Okay? That is called Virat. Okay. Now that Virat, but I can visualize, but then you need an object in which to visualize that. And that object is what? The Agni right in front of you. The Agni that is burning there, right there. Nachiketa Agni. In that Agni, you invoke Virat. And then you do the Upasanam, do the meditation, do the Dhyanam, and then with some mantras. That also was taught by Yama to Nachiketa. And if they do this, what happens? Shokatigaha modate swargaloke. Yama promises, when they do it, when they do the Agni 3 times, Trinachiketa, he said, 3 times they have to do this Agni, this particular form, and plus the Upasanam. If you do only the Agni, you will go to Swargaloka. If you do the Upasanam also, you go to a better Swargaloka called Brahmaloka. This is all that talked about in the Vedas. Experiences, better experiences. Okay. And so, Shokadikaha Modate enjoys life in Swargaloka without any sorrow. Shokadikaha. Okay. That is what Yama says. He promises here. Then what happens? Then he says, Hey, Nachiketa, by the way, Dvitiyena Varena Yam Abranitaha, that which you asked as your second boon, okay, that which you asked as your second boon, this is that Agni and this is the Upasanam, this Vidya I have taught you. And then people, Janasaha, will refer to this Agni as Nachiketa Agni. That also I've told you. Now, Tritiyam Varam Nachiketo Vrinishva. Hey Nachiketa, now you are ready to ask me the third boon. Are you ready? I am ready to hear it. Are you ready to ask? Please ask. Why you should say all this? Because this ritual is not going to be, it just didn't happen just like that. No, there must have been a time that must have elapsed for Yama to have told this and for Nachiketa to repeat it. So it's a lot of time that has elapsed. And so some full stop. Yama is reminding Nachiketa, okay, we are done. I'm happy. You got it. I've told you everything. Over. Your second boon, granted. Over. Now you go ahead. What is your third boon? Nachiketa doesn't waste any time. God, you have given me the green signal. So I'm going to ask you the third boon. Okay. That third boon, we are going to chant now. It's number 20. The 20th mantra of the first Valli of the first Adhyaya. Okay. So you may wonder, what is this? This is the second session. There are only 2 more sessions, and we are still in the first Valli of the 6th Valli. Because we are all, we need to study the whole thing. This idea of whole is always there. Not to worry, not to worry. We will complete the Kathopanishad, at least the essence of the Kathopanishad. As I said, these details, these questions, this dialogue, Nachiketa's mindset is all very important to understand, because we have to develop that mindset. That kind of buddhi we want to develop. And so these aspects are significant. So look at this mantra number 20. Okay, you can read along with me. Yeyam prete vichikitsa manushye asti teke nayam asti ti chaike yetad vidyam anushishtastvayaham varanamesha varastritiyaha. That's it, over. This is all Nachiketa had to say. This is my third boon. Okay. Varanam yesha varastritiyaha. Among the boons, Varanam, Yeshaha Varaha Tritiyaha, he says. Okay. This is the third boon. That means he's saying, I'm done with the third boon. I've asked it. That's it. If you have any doubts, I can clarify the doubt. But this is the third boon. What is the third boon? Yeyam prete vichikitsa manushye. Manushye prete sati. When the human being passes away, preta means dead. When the human being has died, okay, manushye prete sati, ya iyam vichikitsa. There is a doubt. Vichikitsa means there is a doubt. There is a doubt. People have a doubt. Iyam vichikitsa. This doubt they have. What doubt do they have? They have a doubt which is asti iti eke. Some people say there is life after death. Asti. After death, no, the guy is still there. Somehow, somewhere, he is still there. She is still there. Okay. Na ayam asti iti cha eke. Some people say, no, there is no such thing. There is no such thing. Charvakas say there is no such thing. What is all this next life and all that? Do you know? Have you seen a next life? No, I have not seen. Then, has anybody seen next life? No, nobody has seen. Has anybody reported, done experiments about next life? No. Then what is this next life you're talking about? So they will say, I'm not getting those words. Rinam kritva ghritam pibet. Okay, so this life is meant for enjoyment, my dear. You're worrying about all things that doesn't exist at all. And what kind of life you're leading? You should be like us. Okay, Rinam Kritva Gritam Pribet. So you must just have put ghee in all your foods and it will taste very good. Don't worry about all this cholesterol and these people confuse us with cholesterol. That also there is no truth and no science has proved anything. And so Gritam Rinam Kritva Gritam Pibet. Borrow money if you want to and then enjoy life. That is how you should be. And so this next life and all, you should not, you are wasting your time. Okay. Therefore, na ayam asti eke. This guy knows, Nachiketa knows all these things. Okay. And then, so what is Nachiketa referring to? Is he referring to life after death means what? Is he referring Dehantara Sambandhi Atma? Dehantara Sambandhi means what? A jiva who is now going to get associated with another body later after this body is passed away. That kind of jiva, is he referring to the traveling jiva? The jiva that has traveled so many eons and now is there in this body and again after this body continuing to travel. Is that the jiva he's asking? Or is he asking, Shankaracharya is explaining all these things, okay? Or is he asking about this Sharira, Indriya, Mano, Buddhi, Vyatirikta, Atma? Means what? Is Nachiketa asking about the Atma, which is not the body, right? There is a concept. This concept we all have to understand properly, especially the beginners. They should understand. See, I am a man, woman, based on what? Based on the body. Based on how the body is, we say I am a man or a woman. Then what? I am tall, I am short. Again, based on the body. Correct? Body is a particular dimension. Based on that, I will say I am tall or short. Body is tall or short. Correct statement. I am tall, short. Vedanta will say, wait a minute, my dear. Body is tall, short. I can accept that. Okay, that also is somewhat relative, but let's accept that. But how did you go from body is tall to I am tall? Do you know that the body is tall? Yes, I know that the body is tall. Then how can I be the body? I is different from the body, is it not? I am fat, I am thin and all if you say. I am, okay, so that's based on the body. Then, Deha, then Indriyani. I am short-sighted. I'm short-sighted, I have to wear glasses. Okay, I am short-sighted means what? Is the doctor digging into the Atma and trying to find out if the Atma is short-sighted? No. The doctor is only looking at these eyes, putting all those instruments on the eyes, doing this constantly, tick, click. Then, do you see this? Is this better? Is this better? Yeah, better. Then click, click. Is this better? Yeah, somewhat better. Then click, click. This is better? No, I'm not sure. I think that was better. That was better means which was better? 2 times ago, 5 times ago, when was this better? This is how it goes on. Finally, the doctor decides, okay, finally, this better or this better? No, that is better. Okay, this better. Now, this better or that better? That is better. Okay, this is it. Now tell, are the eyes telling that the eyes are short-sighted? Or is somebody behind the eyes deciding and telling is the eyes are short-sighted? Somebody behind the eyes. So am I the eyes or am I someone behind the eyes? It's very obvious now that I am not the eyes. I can't be the eyes. I am only the observer of the eyes. I am the consciousness. There is some entity behind the eyes. Okay. They have Indriya. They means all sense organs. Same analysis for all these sense organs. Okay. Then Manaha. Next settled thing behind the sense organs is mind, manaha. What is manaha means? That faculty, sankalpa vikalpatmikam manaha. That is the definition given by our Shastrajñas. Okay. That which makes sankalpa. I want this, I want to do this. That sankalpa. Then vikalpa. Then immediately doubt. Do I really want it? Should I do it today or shall I postpone it? Is this really that urgent? No. Okay, we'll do it next week. Today, this week, we are busy with so many things. So many Gita Jayanti is coming up tomorrow, this, that. So many Zoom sessions are there. Let's do it next week. Vikalpa, Sankalpa, Vikalpa, Sankalpa, Vikalpa. That entity, that faculty is called what? Mind. Sankalpa, Vikalpa, become manaha. Then what? Then there is another word we use called buddhi, sometimes translated as intellect. So apparently there is a difference between manaha and buddhi. Well, it is just different functions of the same faculty, same entity that is there here, this part of the body, that we all understand. So that is the decision-making faculty. Our Shastrajñas, what do they say? Nischayatmika buddhihi. That faculty which makes decisions is called intellect, like that they say. And so, okay, that's fine. So that is called buddhihi, which is there behind the manaha. We are going to see a mantra. Yama is going to talk about this also a bit later. Do you know that you made the decision? Do you know that a decision is pending? Yeah, I know a decision is pending. Or that the buddhi is itself capable of telling me. No, buddhi is not capable. It is just a faculty. I am the observer of the faculty. I can say whether I know something or not. Do you know Sanskrit? Yeah, a little bit, few words here and there I know. Your buddhi is telling you that you know few things, or you know your capacity, the capacity of the buddhi. No, I know the capacity of the buddhi. Okay, good. Buddhi knows Sanskrit, but buddhi is helping me know Sanskrit, but I am the one who can say how much Sanskrit I know, Sanskritam. So therefore, buddhi, the buddhi decides all these things, but I am not the buddhi. I still have to figure out who that I is. I am not the body, sharira. Then I am not the indriyani. I am not the sense organs. I am not the manaha. I am not the buddhi. So here the question Shankaracharya is asking is, what is this boy asking? Is he asking about the traveling jiva going from one body to another? Or is he asking about that Atma in the body, which is not the body, which is not the sense organs, which is not the intellect, which is not the mind? Deha indriya manaha vyatirikta atma va dehantara sambandhi atma. What is he asking? The answer to this question we will know only later, because Nachiketa will clarify later. Okay, what Atma is asking. Here what we say is, he cannot be asking about this traveling Atma, Jivatma, traveling Jiva. Why? Because he is already in Yamaloka. He's already traveled. So he knows, he's been there. And he knows, and he's now going to go back to Guloka also. Okay. And by asking that first boon, and the second boon, he's talking about how the jiva can travel to Svargaloka. And therefore, he knows about the traveling jivatma. He doesn't need any description for that jivatma. And then he's going to clarify further within a few more mantras what he wants. And from these three, we can make the conclusion that Nachiketa is asking about not the traveling jivatma. He knows about all of that. He knows that is all anityam, and that whatever happens, let it happen. He's talking about the nitya vastu atma. He's talking about this Avinashi Atma, this Sachidananda Atma. Okay. Anyway, this we have to know that these are all the opportunities for us to elaborate on these mantras. So here, what is he asking? He's simply asking. Some people say there is a survivor after death, and some people say after death there is no surviving Atma and all that. Just finished. This life started some time ago. It's going to end sometime later. That's it. Over. Story over. Books closed. Okay. Some people say that. Then, Yetad Vidyam Anushishtastvayaham. He says, I want to be somebody from who should learn from you. From you. You must teach me about this. Yetad Vidyam. He calls it as Vidya. And this Vidya I want to know. He says. Okay. And I want to know, he says. Okay. And then Varanam Yeshavaras Tritiyaha. This is the third boon. So for a 5-year-old boy to ask like this, this is not ordinary. This Atma, is there such a thing called Atma itself? We are all having doubts. This boy seems to be very clear about it also. He says there is a doubt about this, but I've heard about Atma. I haven't, I think it exists because Jivatma is there. Therefore, if a surviving Atma is there, then this Atma, which is different from body, etc., has to be there. Because body is Basmi Bhuta. And so, therefore, there has to be an Atma. He knows it. But he says, teach me about all this. I've never learned well all these things. Okay. Now, this is 20th mantra of the first value. 21st mantra, Yama Dharmaraja is going to respond. And Shankaracharya, Bhagavan Shankaracharya, is going to, is writing that introduction. He's saying, this Nachiketa, is he Atma Jnanarha va? Means what? Is this boy really capable of understanding this Atma, Brahmavidyaa, Atma Vidya? Arhati. Jnanam, Jnatum Arhati va? Is he capable of knowing this? Whenever somebody asks us something, we have to know whether that person is capable of understanding what you're saying. Some 4-year-old girl comes and asks you, this is all great, and tell me about what is doctor. That means what is doctor means you have to tell the girl in some very simple terms. You can't bring big terms and pandemic and this, that, virus, bacteria, this, that. If you say, the girl will not understand. So whatever the girl is able to understand, we have to say. Whereas if somebody, the person is finishing college and wants to do medicine, then that person is at a different level. So then that person has to know why he wants to study medicine. What is medicine? What kind of field you want to study? Are you interested in nephrology or this brain science or cardiology or what? All that person has to know by that. Then developing greater knowledge. So jnanarha nava parikshanartham mrityu aha. In order to do this pariksha of Nachiketa, okay, pariksha, because see, in any case, the pariksha is there, right? If you have to join colleges, you have to write entrance exams. What is the purpose of an entrance exam? It is to find out the qualification of the person. Common entrance exams. They have all kinds of entrance exams. And these boys and girls who finish school, they're stressed out writing exam after exam after exam. Okay, I don't personally like that system. There has to be a better system. But because I think our educational system is not totally designed properly, and so they're struggling like this, writing hundreds of exams. Anyway, I think that's improving somewhat. But so why the purpose of the exam is what? To assess whether this person is qualified and to what extent the person has qualification. that parikshanartham mrityuhu aha. Shankaracharya says, now Yama is going to say this with an intention to assess the student, shishyasya. Because now what? Nachiketa said that already. Svaya anushishtaha. I want to be taught by you, he said. The minute somebody says, you teach me, in our tradition, the teacher cannot say no. Cannot say no. Just like in Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna was Kunti's son, and Krishna was Vasudeva's son. Vasudeva and Kunti were brother sister, siblings. So these two were cousins. Then Arjuna married Krishna's sister Subhadra. Then Krishna became brother-in-law of Arjuna. Right? So cousin, then brother-in-law. Then comes the battlefield, and then in the second chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna says, Shishyasteham Shadimam Tvam Prapannam. Shishyasteham. I am your Shishya. I'm confused. I need some clarity. I need to be taught. Shishya means Shish Dhatu, to teach. And Shishya means one who's going to be taught. It's called a Shishya. And so, the minute somebody says, now Arjuna's role is different. Shishya, no longer brother-in-law, no longer cousin and all those things. And so Shishya. Same thing here also. At 20, mantra number 20, Nachiketa says Shishya, Anushishtaha. So that's another uniqueness about this Vedanta, where Jnanam, Dharma, Artha, Kama as gained by karma, action. There's a lot of jnanam is involved. What kind of karma to do, how to do is all jnanam. But then here, karma has no role to play because karma phalam is anityam and jnana phalam only can be nityam. We will see why that is so shortly. And therefore, shishyatvam becomes very important in this tradition. Okay? Because there is a fact to be communicated. Okay. Now, we're going to chant number 21. Okay, it's about 5:10 here. So we've got about half an hour, 35 minutes left. Okay, I'm going to chant number 21. Devvairatrapi vichikitsitam pura nahi suvijneyam anuresha dharmaha anyam varam nachiketo vrinishva mamoparo ratima This is said by Yama Dharmaraja. Mrityuhu uvacha. And what is Yama saying? How is he responding? Look at this. Very beautiful. Devaihi api atra vichikitsitam pura. The word vichikitsa was mentioned by Nachiketa. Doubt. People doubt. The doubt is called vichikitsa, right? In the previous mantra. That same word Yama Dharmaraja is using here. Yes, that doubt is there. But then, atra, in this topic that you've entered just now, in this topic, devaihi api pura vichikitsita. Pura, long ago, devaha, gods, all our devatas, they also had a doubt. They entertained a doubt. That same doubt is there. Even devas had that doubt. If gods had a doubt, then okay, why they had a doubt? Yama is going to say, he's saying, nahi suvijneyam anuhu yesha dharmaha. Yesha dharmaha. This dharma. Dharma means what? Shankaracharya helps us. Simply, we can't translate or we can't look up the dictionary for dharma and all. We have to come to Shankaracharya. Shankaracharya says, Atma kyaha dharma. This dharma, which is known as Atma, this is known as Atma, which is what you've been referring to indirectly. Okay, Atma, what is it? It is nahi suvijneyam. It is not easily understood. It's not easily understood. And even after being heard, not easily understood, therefore I won't hear it. No, even after listening to it, not understood, not easily understood. Okay. Anuhu. Why not easily understood? Anuhu, he says. Anuhu. Anuhu has several meanings. Atom, Anuhu. Small. Anu. Anumatram api means even little. That is Anumatram. But here, Anuhu means what? Shankaracharya says, Sukshmaha. Sukshmaha. Very subtle. Very subtle. You are talking about Deha, Indriya, Buddhi, Manaha, Vyatirikta, Atma. Something that is different from body, mind, senses, intellect, if you say, that means, where is it? Is it there located in the body? Can you show me where it is? Is it in my heart? No, you can't locate this Atma. That's what makes it very, very subtle. You can't point to it. The surgeon cannot pick up the Atma and say, this is your Atma. It won't. It's not like that at all. Okay? Anuhu. And therefore what? Therefore, Hey Nachiketa, Anyam Varam Vrinishva. Vrinishva, ask. Anyam Varam. Some other boon you ask. Okay? Some other boon. This is not appropriate for boys like you. Okay? Because I told you, Devas also cannot figure this out. And by implication, Yama is saying it's not right for you. You can't figure it out. Okay? Mamoparotsihi atimasrijainam. Don't compel me by asking like this. Don't force me into this. Okay? Because it won't be of any use to you. You can't understand it. Okay? And Shankaracharya explains this by giving an example. He says, Adharmanam miva uttamarnaha, he says. Okay? Which means what? Somebody borrows money. I borrow money from somebody. Somebody gives me some 1,000 rupees or 10,000 rupees money. Okay. And then if I don't return, if I don't pay my, the interest periodically, or if I don't return the money, what does this fellow do? The creditor will harass me, will ask me to once, twice, thrice. Then if I still don't give, he will harass me. He will hound me. And so just like the creditor hounds the debtor, if I can use that word, okay, don't hound me like this. Like that, Shankaracharya is explaining this sentence. Okay, don't do that, please. And it won't work. It will be a waste of my time and your time also. And we'll come to it another time, but not now. Okay, not now. Okay, this is mantra number 21. Now, mantra number 22, Nachiketa is going to respond. And this response is what we call a $1 million response. Okay. What did Yama say? Yama said, Devairatrapi vichikitsitam pura. Pura, long ago. Devaihi atrapi vichikitsam. The gods also had a daughter. And you know what this guy, this Nachiketa is going to say? He's going to say, look at this. Devairatrapi vichikitsitam kila. There he said, Devairatrapi vichikitsitam pura. Yamadharmaraja. Nachiketa, Devairatrapi vichikitsitam kila. Did you say that long ago gods doubted it? Did I hear it correct? Did you say just now? Did you say that even the gods are not able to figure this out? Killer. Is that what he told me just now? Did you say that? Yeah, that's what I said. Okay. And he's using that argument. Look at this. Devairatrapi vichikitsitam kila tvam chamrityo yen sudnyeyamatha vakta chasya twadruganyo labhyaha nanyo varastulya yetasya kaschit. Okay. This is amazing. This is absolutely amazing. He says, look, for a topic like this, they did not understand But that is their problem. Maybe they didn't have the right teachers. But here, you are Yamadharma Raja. You are the guy who's picking up all Atmas going all over the world. Population also is increasing. So your workload also is increasing. Okay. And you are the right person. You know everything about this Atma. Okay. And he says, what does he say? Tvamcha mrityo yenna sujnaya mata. You will make it easy for me. You have the capacity. Okay. And vakta cha asya twadrig anyona labhyaha. And therefore, because of your stature, and I'm standing right in front of you, the man who knows all about this jivatma, traveling jivatma, and non-traveling atma, and the all-pervasive paramaha atma, everything you know, and I'm standing in front of you. Vakta cha asya twadrik anyaha na labhya. There cannot be another teacher like you. Maybe the Devas didn't have the right teachers. Maybe they're having too much fun. They were not really serious about it. Maybe that's why they didn't understand. That's their problem. Can you believe this boy's thinking? There cannot be a teacher better than you. Twadrig anyaha vakta na labhyaha. Vakta means speaker, teacher, one who knows, one who can talk authoritatively about this subject. Vakta na labhyaha. Nachiketa is saying this. And therefore what? Nanyo varastulya yetasya kaschit. Therefore, I'm not going to change my boon. Anyaha varaha kaschit, no chance. There's no chance of me going back. You want me to choose some other boon? I'm not going back. Okay? This is Nachiketa's response. Can you see how inspiring it is? This boy is talking like this. How much, what does it show? This boy has what is called adhikaritvam. In Vedanta, there is an important topic called adhikaritvam. Like in any other subject, any subject anybody wants to study in this universe, they must have what is called adhikaritvam. Okay, right? So if you want to go to college and get a bachelor's degree, you must have adhikaritvam. What is adhikaritvam? You must have passed high school. That is the adhikaritvam. That is the qualification. Qualification is there. Any subject will require a qualification. You want to do a PhD? Okay, then you must have a bachelor's degree. Minimum bachelor's degree must be there. Okay, some people may ask for master's degree also, depending on the college, university. Adhikaritvam is there or not. And then somebody is an engineer like me, and suddenly they say, I want to learn about Indian history. I want to work on Indian history. I want to do a PhD in Indian history. Then they will ask me, wait a minute, what is the connection between Indian history and chemical engineering? Is there a connection? There's no connection. Then how come you are interested in that? What is the guarantee that you will do something there in Indian history? Already Indian history is screwed up. And you are going to come and then screw up even more. this is what we'll do. We'll finish off. Already Indian history, we are all confused people. And we add to the confusion when bringing a chemical engineer into this. No, we don't want that kind of confusion. And let the confusion remain exactly as it is. Okay. Therefore, that is called adhikaritvam. The professor is checking if I have the necessary qualifications. I must say something. What did I do in Indian history? What is this Indian history you're talking about? Did you get any awards? Did you do something? Did you publish any papers? Did you talk at conferences? Are you a speaker? Tell me what about Indian history? What is the connection between you and Indian history? That's what he will ask me, correct? Same thing here also. Something called adhikaritvam. Now, Yama is going to check if Nachiketa really has adhikaritvam, or he's just a smart guy. He knows how to talk. Some people know how to talk. The salespeople are often like that. They don't know much about the product. They know a little bit about the product. They are not researchers and all that. They don't want to know much. And researchers cannot sell. Salespeople cannot do research. But both people are required for the company. Salespeople are required, marketing people are required, researchers are also required. And the salespeople will say, this car is like this car is like that. And 0 to 60 in 60 seconds, this, that, they will tell you. And then it has nice ability to turn. Look, sit down, you can sit down, you can turn it and see how the wheel responds. All this, and then leather, covered steering wheel, all this they will tell you. Say, Nachiketa, what category is he? Is he really somebody who's qualified or not? That he's going to check from the next mantra. Okay. Now, next mantra onwards, Mrityuhu what? Yama is going to respond. Previously, just now, Nachiketa said that I'm not going to ask any other boon. You are the best teacher, and I am sitting here in Yamaloka. How many people will have a chance to come to Yamaloka and talk to Yamadharmaraja? We have not heard. This is the first time. I am the first guy here, and so I'm not going to give up this opportunity. Correct? And so this is what he said. Now Yamadharmaraja is going to talk. What is he going to say? Shatayusha putra pautran vrinishva bahun pashun hasti hiranyam ashman bhumer mahadayatanam vrinishva swayancha jiva sharado yavadichyasi. He says, this is the response that Yama is giving. He says, wait, Shatayusha, I'll give you a long life of 100 years. Okay. Putra Pautran Vrinishva, ask for children, grandchildren, whatever kind of family you want, you can ask. Because this is what people want, And then Bahun Pashun Hasti Hiranyam Ashwan. Ask for whatever assets you want, whatever wealth you want. Those days, horses, king's family means you have to have all these security. For security, animals provide the security. Animals are the weapons. Animals are everything there. So therefore, Pashun, Hasti means elephant. Hiranyam, gold. Now they're talking about currencies. What America did so many years ago, only now the rest of the world is trying to understand. My God, what a game they played. They went and had struck a deal with Saudi Arabia to buy oil only in dollars. And therefore, every other country has been buying oil only in dollars. Now the whole world is wondering, my God, within a fraction of a second, America can choke a country. Why? Because if I want to send money from here, 1,000 rupees, from here to Sri Lanka, the money can't just go to this bank to that bank. No chance. It has to go to the American branch of this particular bank, ICICI Bank, money. Then that ICICI Bank, America, has to transfer to the US branch of the bank in Sri Lanka. Then that branch will get it, and that branch will transfer to the local branch in Colombo. This is how it works. Therefore, in one stroke, if America wants to choke Sri Lanka, they will say, we are going to freeze Sri Lanka's assets. I used to wonder, what is this America freezing Sri Lanka's assets? Sri Lanka is here, America is there. No, not that simple. They can just shut the in and out of this bank and that of their accounts. That's it. No bank can transfer any amount between Sri Lanka and other country. Gone. Okay. And that is how it is here. And so now they are talking about gold and how the gold reserves, how you can have currencies, India, Russia, all these people are in discussions, and BRICS. And so there's all this discussion these days. Why? Because that Hiranyam gold is such an important thing. And so, and the basis should be gold, and our currency should be pegged to gold, not to US dollar. Then I am adhina to US. Every country becomes indebted to the US, and just whatever US does, we're all having to dance to the tunes of one country. Like that, there is a discussion. So Hiranyam, those days also gold only. Hiranyam, gold. I will give you, ask for any amount of gold, a noble metal. And so it's valuable. And so I will give you all of that. You ask for all of that. Okay, Vrinishva. Bhumehe mahadayatanam Vrinishva. In this world, in this bhumi, in this earth, planet Earth, Mahat Ayatanam Vrinishva. Ask for Vistirnam, a vast tract of land you ask. Ayatanam, Rajyam, ask for any Rajyam. You want to govern India? Whole Bharat you want to govern? Would that interest you? If that interests you, just ask for it. Or you might say, no, bigger than Bharat also you want. That's also fine. I can make it happen. Okay. I can do something in earth. And to a point where all these leaders have just become helpless, and then you can come and take over. Just take over all these countries. Okay. I can make all that happen. Okay. And then what? All of this is going to be useless if your lifespan is not good. Alpayuhu chet. If you are alpayuhu, and then dying off at the age of 30, 40 is of no use. Therefore, swayam cha jiva sharadaha yavadichasi. Live for as long as you want. Okay, as long as you would like to live. Okay, he says that. Then he continues this in the next mantra, number 24, and there he gives another added detail. He says Chirajivikam and all he says, but then he says Kamanam, this is number 24. Kamanam tva kama bhajam karomi. Long life is there. All wealth is there. Security and all, everything is there. You have all the tools to govern a country or countries. But then this body must be in a position to enjoy all these things. Donald Trump in the 80s, when I was in the US, I used to read this Time magazine and I used to follow all these things. This man was buying hotels in Las Vegas and all that. And he's a property buyer, rich man, so buying and selling properties. And at one point, he was like the richest guy in America. Donald Trump, I'm telling, the ex-president of America, okay, that person. Somebody asked him, you have everything in this world. You must be the happiest man. He says, I have everything in the world except time. I don't have time to enjoy my wealth. Donald Trump's response, okay? Very honest and true response, correct? Same thing here. Look at that. Karma, all the karmas I've given you, all the things you need to enjoy life I've given you. And then, but then, kama bhajam karomi. Kama bhak. The body must have the capacity to enjoy all these things. Sugar is 400. And then people give me all rasagulla and gulab jamun and this and that. Now it only frustrates me because my sugar is 400. I'm supposed to cut down sweets and I have to do running and jogging and this, that. They ask me to do all these things. And on top of that, you give me all these things, which I can't enjoy really. So he says, no, you will not have diabetes. You will not have liver disease. You will not have arthritis problems. Nothing you will have. I will make sure your body is pakka. You don't have to do any yoga, no pranayama. Leave that all to these mortals. Let them do all this yoga and pranayama. You don't have to do all that. Standing on the head, shirsasana, all this you don't have to do. I'll give you great heart, blood circulation, top SpO2 is always at 99 point. And I'll give you all that. Kama nam tva kama bhajam karomi. Look at all that. These are all very nice nuances. Simply not giving a boon like that. And so, because this Nachiketa also is intelligent. And he can nail this. He can question Yamadharmaraja. Amma, you're trying to cheat me. What if I go back and next day something happens, some bullet strikes me? Anything can happen. So he says, no, nothing like that will happen. Okay. And then further, okay. So I have 15 more minutes. So I'll stop at a particular point. I have an idea. So then he's going to offer one more thing. He says, these are all things you people, you mortals, you have all these things on earth. All the things I'm offering you is something you already know. But then ye kamaha durlabha matte loke. Number 25. Sarvan kamans chamdatah prarthayasva. Ima Rama Saratha Saturya Nahidrisha Lambhaniya Manushyahi Abhirmat Prattavih Paricharayasva Nachiketo Maranam Prakshi. It says, Ye Kama Durlabaha. Those things, those objects of enjoyment, which are not easy to get. Durlabaha, Manushya Loke, Martya Loke. In earth, it's not available. You can say America, no, America also not available. Europe, not available. Nowhere it's available. What about all these islands where all these people, who cheat our banks, they go off and hide in an island, those islands, something's available. No, nothing is available in this bhumi. Those things also I will give you. What kind of things? Ima Ramaha Sarataha Saturya. Ramaha means all the damsels, all these Rambas and Urvashis. I have many. Don't think only Indra has Ramba and Urvashi. We have our own version of Ramba and Urvashi. I'm going to send them to you. And they are all very exalted beings. They can't go in your car and all that they want. They are your rathas. They can't handle that. Sarataha, I will send them in their own rathas. And they got used to all this music, multi-channeled music. And their type of music is different. You people don't have that kind of music. It is rock music and all won't work. Even classical music and all won't work. This is even more subtle. So therefore, what I'll do, I will send all these musicians also along with these ladies. Okay. This is a very unique, very interesting. Upanishad doesn't have to get into all this, but the story is like that. Okay. So nahi idrishaha lambaniya purushaihi. Human beings cannot get all this. And then chandata prattayasva. See, very interesting. Somebody is, go ahead and ask whatever you want. And so the thought is, if a person who is sensitive to all this might say, oh, I feel like I want something, what will the other person think about me? Oh, this fellow is so cheap, he's asking for all these things. Right? That kind of thought can come. No. Yama says, don't worry about all that. I won't think like that. I'm giving you a boon. Therefore, you can ask. The viveka, all this thing, you don't have to worry here. You don't have to worry about what others will think, what I will think about you and all that. No. You are supposed to ask. I'm asking you to ask all these things. Chandata prarthayasva. Don't be shy at all. Just whatever comes to your mouth, you say. Correct? Don't worry about all what will they think of me and all. Nobody will think of anything. Just between you and me right now. Nobody's hearing all these things. You just ask. This is a chance for you, hey Nachiketa. Go for it. Okay. And now comes Nachiketa back to the scene. Okay. And then he's going to give another $1 million statements. He's going to say in number 26 now, we're going to chant that Shvobhavaha Martyasya Yadanta Kaitat. Okay. Sarvendriyanam Jarayanti Tejaha. Let's go back. Shvobhavaha Martyasya Yadanta Kaitat. Hey Antaka, using the word Antaka. Antaka means what? One who puts an end to everything. End to life. Antaka. Okay. So in our daily chant, we have this Yama Mandanam. Yamaya Dharma Rajaya Mritive Chantakaya Cha Vaivaswataya Kalaya Nilaya Parameshtine Vrukodaraya Chitraya Chitraguptaya Vainamaha. Like that we chant 3 times a day. When we do Sandhya Vandanam, we chant that. And so these are all names of Yama. Yamaya, Dharma Rajaya, Vrityave, Vrityuhu, Antakaya, Antaka, that word he is using here. Antaka, Vaivasvataya, in the Mangalacharanam, Vaivasvata was there, like that. Kalaya, Kalaha, time. Kala, hey Kala, you are time. Because time levels everything. And so, Mrityu is equal to time. So anyway, here Antaka he addresses Nachiketa. So that shows Nachiketa knows. He is not an ordinary boy. Antaka, hey Antaka is saying. And then he's saying, you know what? You offered me so much, okay? You offered me so many, this kingdom and wealth and life and all that you've offered me. And you're also offering me things from Swargaloka, Yamaloka. Okay. You know what they are? They are all Shvobhavaha. In one word, he uses just one word called Shvobhavaha. Shankaracharya is helping us understand this word by saying, hey, it's not difficult to understand. Shvaha. Shvaha means in Sanskrit, all Sanskrit students know what Shvaha means. Shvaha means tomorrow. Tomorrow. Bhavaha is from Bhudatu to be. Bhavati iti bhavaha. Shvaha bhavati vanava iti samshaya is called Shvobhava. Means what? Every object you give me, you're about to give me, will create a doubt in me whether I will have that tomorrow or not. Okay, tomorrow I may have it because you just gave it to me. But after some 50 years, I've got used to all these things, all this Ramban, Urvashi. Tomorrow will I have it? Suddenly, if they come and say, no, we are tired and we want to go, that fear will be there. Nachiketa is saying, every object in this world is Shvabhavaha. Every object in this world will create that fear in every human being and that anxiety, if I want to, better word, I think, anxiety. Is this object going to be there tomorrow or not? Doesn't matter, living being, non-living being. Husband, wife, children, father, mother, everything, anxiety. Tomorrow, will they be alive or not? Tomorrow, will I be alive or not? Tomorrow, will the car start when I do this ignition? Don't know. Because I have to go to work. If the car doesn't start, stress builds up. Because I don't have an alternate. I've never taken the bus also. So I have to call the taxi. Taxi, I'm not used to calling. Why? Because I'm using the car all these years, So this is the problem. In one word, Nachiketa just summarizes the whole thing that Yamadharmaraja offered Nachiketa. Shobhavaha. And then he has some more advice for Yama. What is the advice? Sarvendriyanam jarayanti tejaha. Sarvendriyanam tejaha jarayanti. This enjoyment is all good. But the more one enjoys, enjoyment, how do we enjoy? We enjoy through our sense organs, obviously. That's why they say sensual pleasures, sensory pleasures. Because the senses are operating. Without good sense organs, we can't enjoy really. If the eyes are not able to see, then there is one whole world of visual things that's not available to me. If I can't hear, then nice music, this, that, not available. Like that. So he says, Sarvendriyanam tejaha. The sense organs are brilliant. They have a capacity to do a particular job, but that capacity, jarayanti, the more I use it, that capacity, that brilliance of all these sense organs, eyes. Late night I stay and see all these Ramba Urvashi dances, late night. Then these eyes are going to start failing. Nachiketa. Jarayanti tejaha. Okay. Brilliance is going to. And then, api sarvam jivitam alpameva. Hey, you are offering me long life. But you know what? Any life is alpam only. Even Brahmaji is supposed to, Sahasra Yuga Paryantam, Brahmaji is going to live 100 years. Each day of Brahmaji is some 2000 Chatur Yugas. We saw that in Bhagavad Gita. And so many billions of years, human years, Brahmaji is going to live. Brahmaji also has to say goodbye one day. Brahmaji has to say goodbye. So what are you talking? What kind of long life you are offering me? You think I am going to fall for it? My life also will come to an end at some time. You never told me you will be Chiranjeevi. You never told me that. You only say I'll give you a long life. So I know all this game. Therefore, what? Like another $1 million statement. Tavaiva vahas tava nritya gite. Therefore, this vahaha, vahana means there's all these horses, all these rathas, all these things that you're going to give me. Tavaiva bhavatu. Let them be yours. You keep them with you. Tava nritya gite. All these damsels and dance, music and all you're offering me. Keep it with you. We have enough of it in our world. Martyaloka. I'm happy with that. I'm not looking for anything different. You keep them with you. This is the response of Nachiketa. Okay. We have a few more minutes, I think. And so in that, I will complete this particular Nachiketa's response. And then we should be ready to go to the second Bali. And the teaching itself will start. Okay. 27th mantra, he's saying another great statement. Na vittena tarpaniyo manushyaha. Nachiketa says, manushyaha, human being, na vittena tarpaniyaha, can never be satisfied by wealth. Momentarily satisfied. And after that, I wish I can get more of it. This is Nachiketa is saying. And so he is with them and all. You already have given me, my father has all these things. And so I'm happy with that. Who said I'm unhappy? Did I tell you I'm unhappy? That I should get all these things? No. And plus, you can't make me happy if I wanted more wealth also anyway. Because why? Na vittena tarpaniyo manushyaha. Okay. Therefore what? Lapsyamahe vittam adrakshma chetvad. Hey, the fact that I'm here in Yamaloka, I'm standing with you, I'm talking with you, you have done my Pada Puja, and you know me so much. When I go back to India, when I go back to Earth, go back to India, what to do? Indian mind has Indian buddhi only, So when I go back to India, then what? You think I will die in an accident tomorrow? I'm sure you, Yama, will make sure I'll have a good life. I'll have a full life. Whatever life a human being has to lead, that life, I'm sure you'll give me that life. Is there any doubt? The fact that I'm here and I'm having this argument with you, and then jivishya maha yavadishyashi with them, wealth and all that. You think I'll be on the streets tomorrow? I don't think I'll be on the streets. The fact that I'm blessed by you. You have the capacity to give me so much. So minimum you will give a great life for me back in India. Correct? That much I know. This Nachiketa is saying, look at his buddhi. Therefore, varastu me varaniyasa eva. Therefore, me varaniya, by me, I'm sticking with what I asked. About Atma and all, that's the same thing. I'm interested only in that. That's all. He's saying now, previously Yama said, don't compel me with this thing. Now he's saying, Nachiketa is saying, don't compel me with all these goodies that you're giving me. All goodies, it's fine. I'm not going to. It is like balloons for me. Just like how excited an adult will be with balloons. As that much excited I am with all the things you offer. Okay. That's it. This concludes the first Vali. Important Vali because it highlights all these values. What value it highlighted now? Viveka buddhi. Very important for Brahmavidyaa. Viveka, adhikaritvam, highlighted. Viveka means what? Atma, anatma, bhaga viveka. The clarity between what is anatma, what is atma. More clarity is going to get, but minimum clarity is needed. I am atma or anatma. If I am anatma, I am finished. Because whatever is born is going to die. So after death, nothing remains. But if I am atma, the atma is so praised in the Shastra. And that Avinashi, Sachidananda Atma, then I must know it. I am confused. Therefore, Viveka is there here. And this for our life and all that. For our life that Yama was offering. This forever reminds me of this diamonds, okay? A diamond is forever. How many of you have heard of that statement? Okay. So a diamond is forever, correct? This is not, you know who invented this statement? There's a company called De Beers. I'm going to finish now. A company called De Beers who has a monopoly on this diamond business, okay? In 1940s, they had a problem. The problem is they're selling diamonds, but their problem is people don't want diamonds. They're trying to sell a product that people don't want. That's not a good business to be. At least I can be a milkman, because milk people always want. So diamonds people don't want. Number two, diamonds are available in plenty. This is the problem they have, it seems. Therefore, you know what they decided? They decided that they have to somehow create an attraction for diamonds. And so they created this campaign called Diamond, a diamond is forever. And they created such a campaign, and they brought all these young people, and then marriage and ring, and then the man is giving a ring to the woman, all these things they did. And over some time, what happened? They changed the mindset of people. They created a demand, and then supply. What about supply? Too much supply is there. That is not good for them. So they have to choke the supply somehow. So they created a cartel, and then they became the managers of this cartel, and they made people surrender to this cartel. And then they had the power to choke the supply. So supply was choked, demand was increased. People started believing that diamond is forever. That's when the statement, a diamond is forever. Created that diamond is forever. And now they say 75% of the marriages in America will not happen without a $5,000 diamond ring. $5,000 is a lot of money. Okay. That's okay. We also spend a lot of money on jewelry and all that. But I'm saying there's a story there. Diamond is forever. And so in 1939, the De Beers revenue was $1 million. In 40 years, their revenue went from $1 million to $2.1 billion. 2,000 times it went up. 2,000 times in 40 years. So anyway, Nachiketa is saying a diamond is not forever. Right? That is Nachiketa's message. Right? And so by now, Yamadharmaraja says, salutes, my dear friend. I think we need to move on to your boon, third boon. I have not given it yet. We've only been talking so far, but now I'm going to settle with that third boon. And so see you next time is what Yamadharmaraja told Nachiketa. With that, I'd like to conclude. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Jayakumar ji. And thank you for that example, the case study which you also shared. I remember reading this particular case study in one of the books. I think Start With Why. In that it was given how using a short story they were able to increase their sales. But you nicely tied it back to the Kathopanishad, saying how Nachiketa is saying that diamond is not forever. I think that is a very good message that you have left us with, which we can ponder upon further beyond the session. On that note, I would like to request the viewers to kindly post your questions in the Q&A box. And as you post them, I shall relay it to Jayakumar ji. We already have a question. Is adhikaritvam in Vedanta same as sadhana chatushtaya?
Okay, good. So the question is adhikaritvam same as sadhana chatushtayam? The answer is yes. Yes, sadhana chatushtayam. And so that is, let me explain now that you asked me. Qualifications. So first one I said today, we talked about viveka. Viveka is understanding that there is something called Atma, which is different from this body, this mind, the senses, etc. That conviction. Knowledge won't be there, clarity won't be there, but at least there is something called Atma. That idea is called viveka. Then vairAgyam is the second one. So we are talking about what? Adhikaritvam, which is equal to sadhana chatushtayam, means what? Fourfold sadhanas. Chatushta, the chatus means four. So fourfold sadhanas. What are the fourfold sadhanas? Means what? First is viveka. Second is vairAgyam. Vairāgyam. Vairāgyam means dispassion, objectivity. Dispassion. The more I surrender to things in this world, if I say I can't live without sweets, if I say, so somebody visited me yesterday from Bengaluru. They brought some sweets. They said, we heard that you like sweets. We heard from Rukmini ji that we like sweets. That's what they said. Okay. So they have to say, yeah, I do like sweets. No, no. But then if I say my life is incomplete without sweets, that means I don't have vairAgyam. I have surrendered my whatever to these sweets. I surrender some to my sweets. Then I surrender some to my assets. Then I surrender some to the stock market. Then I surrender some to my family, sons, parents. Everything is there. Like this, I keep on surrendering. Then this Atma business has no place in my life. My life is going to be just like a float sand, something is floating on the ocean. And where it's going to go, nobody can find out. Can be anybody's guess. Vairāgyam, dispassion. You have to say, yeah, that's fine. I love it, but I can live without it. Okay? No, that's just there. Because the body is like this, and Bhagavan has given all these sense organs, there's going to be all these things. So you can like anything, you don't have to like some things. That's all fine. Vairāgyam. Viragasya bhavaha vairāgyam. Then third one is a very important thing also. It's called Shamadhi Shatka Sampatti. That means it is sixfold qualifications. Shama, Dhamma, and then Uparati, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhana. These are the sixfold. We don't need to get into all the details, but what it is emotional maturity. And again, some amount of vairāgyam. Shamaha, Dhammaha means what? Dhamma, mastery over one's senses. Not getting carried away by the goodies that are out there. Dhammaha and Shamaha. Shamaha, mastery over the mind. So I need mastery over my sense organs until I gain mastery over my own mind. Once I have mastery over my mind, then the sense organs are just free. They can do whatever they want. You can do window shopping. You can go to a mall. You're not, and yet not be carried away by anything. Oh, great. All these objects are there. Great. Somebody says, hey, Siri, what is the time now? Oh, in Coimbatore, the time is 5:55, 5 minutes to 6 p.m. Okay. So the machine is able to answer the question. What is the weather like outside? The weather is nice and a comfortable 25 degrees Celsius. Okay. Technology. All this is going on. If you want it, you buy it. If you don't want it, go on. So that's called mastery over the mind. Okay. Like this, we have Shama, Titiksha. Titiksha means, it's important quality. It means ability to put up with things that you don't like. Power cut. In India, power cut means, oh, everybody, you'll hear a big howl, because everywhere they will hear a howl, but especially in hot places, when the power goes off, then it becomes tough. And so ability to bear with the tough situations, knowing that it's going to be part of life and knowing that they are impermanent, they are temporary, that is called Titiksha. And Shraddha, Samadhanam, etc. Similar it comes. This is the third qualification. Third of the four. What is the fourth? Fourth one is called Mumukshutvam. Mumukshutvam. Intense yearning for moksha. That is called Mumukshutvam. So the answer to your question is yes. These fourfold qualifications are called sadhana chatushtayam, which is also called as adhikaritvam, qualifications for this vidya.
Thank you, Jayakumar ji.
Yeah.
The next question is, can Atma be experienced by an individual?
Can Atma be experienced by an individual? It's a popular question. See, well, let's talk about experience. Experience means what? The human being is there, a live human being, alive, obviously. And then there is something, an object of experience. Some object must be there. And there is a contact between this bhokta, this experiencer, and the object of experience. When there is a contact through the sense organs, then what comes is an experience. You come to Coimbatore because you wanted to meet me, and then you come here to my place, and then I tell you, look, oh my God, what is that? That's the Nilgiri Mountains. You can see the mountain ranges right there. And right on top, there is the Subramanya temple. Look at that Marudamalai temple right there. Really? You can see it from here? Experience. Experiencer was there. There is an object of experience, and together they make what is called an experience. Okay, this is experience. Like this, the entire day, we are all experiencing things. Good, bad, ugly, whatever we are experiencing. Now, question is, can I experience Atma? Now, the experienced object, it's an object. It has to be something other than the experiencer, correct? The experiencer experiences an object. Is Atma an object or the subject? If you ask, then the answer is going to be, if Atma were an object, then sure, you can have your share of experience of Atma. But if Atma is the subject, which is always there in all experiences, it is the Atma that makes all experiences possible, my dear friend. Atma is the essence of the bhokta, the experiencer, which is not available for perception, which is not available for the sense organs to perceive. Why not available? You mean Atma is not available? No, Atma is available, but it's a subject. Atma is a subject because of which the sense organs are available and working. That Atma, that consciousness cannot be objectified, therefore cannot be experienced. But every experience is Atma only, really speaking. Atma is not any experience, but every experience is Atma. We'll talk more about this in the next session or two. Important question. So, only Anatma can be experienced. Whatever is experienced is Anatma. That is, in fact, a definition for Anatma. What you can experience is Anatma. What you cannot experience is Atma, that is the subject, which is the content of the experience. Okay? I'll stop that question with that answer.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jayakumar ji. So we have another question from a seeker, saying that Nachiketa was 5 years old when he had this knowledge. So this seems like he was already evolved. And, this birth was just about exhausting his prarabdha. It is a very rare instance. And also, second thing is, he didn't have a guru before Yama. How far are these, how far are these valid statements to make is the question of the seeker. Yeah.
Right. So, these questions are very relevant questions. And because of this continuation of the jiva, past birth is there, current birth, future birth, and all is there. So past birth also, I could have been a human being. This Nachiketa could have been a human being and could have had a life somewhere, etc. So one thing is clear: adhikaritvam is needed, correct, for this vidya. That is the most important point to take away from all this. Okay. He may have had a guru before, but the job did not get completed. That's what we can infer, right? That's why he's born again in this janma. And all these experiences have happened. And he already had that in his samskara. And maybe that's also why his father was upset. This boy is too intelligent. And so whatever I do is questioning me. And therefore, instead of listening to this boy, he could have said, yeah, my dear son, you are making a very good point, he could have said. But I think he just got upset. So this boy clearly is very mature. Let's use the word mature. Spiritually mature also, you can say. And so there must be a past samskara. There's no doubt about that. Without a past samskara, this is not possible. Without this samskara, the future is not possible. No doubt about that. So sometimes the question is that, for example, Ramana Maharshi is quoted as an example. Any Mahapurusha who's a Mahatma right from day one, then what happened? He did not have a guru. You are saying guru is needed, but Ramana Maharshi did not have a guru. Shastra is saying guru Veda Vakyeshu Shraddha is needed. Without guru, even in Yama is going to say without guru it's not possible. But we see people who don't have gurus. Well, what we say to that is, yeah, the Ramana Maharshi is a very evolved personality and mature personality, and previous Janma was there for every jiva, no doubt about that. So Ramana Maharshi also had a previous birth. Normally we don't talk like this about Mahatmas, but since the question has come up, that previous Janma, that person must have studied the Shastram, and something was left, a little bit of was left, and that little bit for that he had to take another Janma, and then he came to this life. And maybe it is our karma also to experience such a person, have the darshan of such a person. Our karma also is in play here. And so, and to be born in Tiruvannamalai or born somewhere and then settle in Tiruvannamalai, etc. It's all our karma also. And therefore, it all came together. So, yes, that is all true. And Nachiketa also had a past which gave him some samskara, which gave him that particular life of full adhikari, purna adhikari. We call it uttama adhikari. Uttama adhikari. So, yes, that's a good question.
Definitely. Thank you, Jayakumar ji. And what is getting evoked in me as I listen is there is also a anugraha that is, part and, very much integral part of this, isn't it? A higher force is always there that is also gracing us so that we move forward in our yearning, in our seeking. So I think the anugraha for Nachiketa is also there, and for all of us also to be together and to listen, to do the Shravanam of our scriptures. So on that note, let us conclude the session this evening, and let us meet again tomorrow to continue our studies and discussion on Kathopanishad. Let us, chant an invocation and conclude the session.
Yeah. You want me to do that?
Om Purnamadav Purnamidham Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.
There are some questions here which we can cover in the next class, I think. So there are questions like, will you save these questions? If so, I think we can, like for example,
Yes.
free will. There's a question on free will, important question. Versus past karma. These are all good questions to properly understand. So, and then other questions are all there. So we can definitely keep it for the next class.
Yeah, sure. I have saved those questions. I shall bring them up in the next session.
Thank you, Srihari ji. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks to all. Hari Om.
Hari Om.